Greetings, welcome to Middle Tennessee. You just tuned in to Famo Garage, and this is for the Weekend Warrior.
Welcome back, Warriors. This is going to be a little night session, something kind of quick. I'm going to do a tune-up on my daughter's '01 Audi A4 Quattro. We're going to be doing some spark plugs, oil change, and her air filter. Just a basic tune-up. It shouldn't take us no more than about an hour at the most, with no problems. So hopefully we can get through this with no problems. Let's get it. As I said, let's get into it. Here's the blessings. We got our favorite person in here. Courtney's coming in, and he's going to be doing the filming, so we should be able to get some really good content. You ready?
Let's get to it, Warriors.
Yep. All right. So here are the couple of things you're going to need. We may need to get something else, but this will get you started. We got a Phillips head screwdriver right here I'm going to use to take off these plastic pieces. I've got a flathead that I'm going to be using for probably a couple of things. I got this flathead that I'm going to use to take off a couple of clamps that are down here. You'll see once I take this cover off. We've got a 5/8 ratchet, 6-inch extension, spark plug socket, and you always should have you at least one magnetic bolt for your bolts, screws, or what have you. That way you keep from losing parts. I'm going to be using this drill just to speed things up a little bit. Set of gloves, so I'm going to put those on to get over here so I don't get scratched up. Sometimes these gloves get all jacked up. We're going to be using Mobile One's European Car Formula 5W40. I usually use Castro, but they didn't have any, but this is fine. Can't use this, it's not a problem. We're going to use this SDP XL version of their filters. We're going to be using the STP air filter also. And we're going in spark plug wise, we're going to use the Denso's TT Platinums. All right. Make sure you get your now aside from all that. You're probably going to need some light. I use a light bar. I prefer this. You don't have to get a light bar, but make sure you have sufficient light if you're going to do this at night, which I'm doing right now. So let's get it. All right, let's get to it. This one here, you want to pop these off. Just a quick turn, they'll pop out like that. You hear that click, that means it went back. So pull up just a little bit. There you go. It's up. We're just going to put this on the floor out of the way. Now, you want to be careful when you pull these tabs off. Sometimes they get old and brittle and hot and they'll break. So you gotta be careful. Come on. All right, give me a second. All right. Just need a little assistance, so I'm gonna get this here screwdriver. Now you want to put it in here. Once you get it in here, you push back. You'll see a separation. Once you get that little separation, boom. You hear that click? If you hear a click, you probably went just a little too far. There you go. All right. Now, once you get these off, you want to grab onto your coils, give them a little turn, and add. Once you can get them to move, once you do that, you pull as you do it, and they'll come out. There you go. There's one. You can do these as you change them, or you can do like I'm doing and just take them all out at once. And the reason I take them all out at once is because the connectors usually get in the way. So I'm gonna leave them just like that, and we're gonna go in. All right. So one thing I said that we will probably have to get, one more thing, is you're gonna need a gap gauge. You don't need it, but I prefer to have it because sometimes you can get your spark plugs and they will in transit. You know, they will knock on something and maybe the protector is not on it, or you could drop it and you have to re-gauge it. What I always like to do is I like to gauge the ones that came out and compare to the ones I put in, and that will let me know how true my tune-up will be. Because if they're already messed up in here, when you put the new plugs in, it's going to sound way better off the top. All right, so let's go. I'm going to get my 6 extension spark plug socket. Make sure you got it on loosen. Go in. Now, I have things that I use that are easier, so watch this. If you get yourself a drill bit with a socket head on it, you can get an adapter from a 1/4 to a 3/8. You get this, put it on your extension, like so, put it on reverse, and you should get it out way faster. All right, you'll feel the dumping and you know to stop. Your spark plug should not be in extremely tight, so this should work with no problem. All right, take that out of the way. Magnetic helps. Now, if you see that when you bring your plug out, you need a new gasket for your valve covers, and it sits right in here. It's right along the side here. Let me put it that way. Right along here. So what we're gonna do is I had a rag. Give me a sec, let me get a rag. All right, just gonna clean this plug off. And as you can see, it's not inside the combustion chamber, so it's not in the cylinder. This is just where the is it light bar? Okay, I don't have my light bar, so I'm gonna go in a little bit closer. If you shine in this way, right there. Now, sorry about that. Just right there, you can see where it from here to this. There's a gasket that goes in there, and you can only get it when you take the head gasket. I mean the valve cover gasket off. Once you take the valve cover gasket off, then you can change those. But I was not aware of that leakage. She did complain about leaking oil and things like that, so we will tackle that another time. But right now we're just going to get the tune-up done, and we will be going back into that. That will be on another section another time. Catch me on that. So here we go. We already got that one plug out, so since we have that one out, we're going to start with that one. You don't have to necessarily start in any direction. Just make sure that you know where you started and you don't mix up your coils. Now, as I said before, spark plugs usually come with a protector, which will be this thing here. Sometimes it's plastic, sometimes it's cardboard, but all it does is just make sure that this electrode don't hit anything else and close down, because if that closes down, it changes the gap. So what we're going to do is we're going to check the gap from the old plug to what the new plug is, and let's see what it is. Now it's supposed to be at 0.032. Now if you look, you can see on your gauge, if you're ever going to look, let me see, right there, that's probably good enough. That will be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and so on. So where we should be is just at the 30 and one notch. Each one of these little notches would be 1. So there's 32, 3, 4, 5 would be here, 6, 7, blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's check this one. And as you can see, they're kind of burned a little bit, but not bad. Not bad. But oh yeah, it's way up there. It's at 45. It's at 45. That's way out. So this tune-up is really going to help her. That right there in itself shows that it's not running properly. All right, so we're going to put the new one on, and the new one is pre-gapped. And as I said, even though they pre-gapped, you can see that this one is past. This one is at 36, and it should be at 32. Now, there's a lot of ways that you can close this. The easy way is to, well, what I usually do is strike it on something metal. Just hit it once. You don't have to keep doing it. Get it in there, and you move it around, and there's 30 right there. And you just kind of wiggle and push toward the front. Boom, right there. That's 32. All right. Once you get that, I always advise that this has a magnetic tip on it. Some of them don't. Some of them have the traditional rubber that's in there. I don't like those because what happens is it'll get stuck and you can't get it back out. So I prefer this one. It'll dangle and you just let it go down. Don't force it, and you'll feel it bottom. Once it bottoms, then you start turning. Now, I always advise to do this with your hand. Don't try to use a drill for this. You just want to, get it in. It's easier to take it out. You're not worried about it because, it's trash. You're not using it again. So. And again, these do not have to be super tight. You don't have to get it to the point where it's gonna break. Once it bottoms, that's it. Give it a half, quarter turn, you're done. All right. Good. And then you install your coil. Make sure it goes all the way down. Yeah, these are not clicking, so you're really gonna have to. There we go. I don't know if you heard that, but there's a little click. All right. As I said before, you don't have to do them in any order. But we're gonna start on the first one. We've already loosened all of them, so we can just go in. And there it is. Now, see, that's how it should look. No oil. This seal is good, but that one is going to have to be replaced. That fourth one is going to have to be replaced. But, all right, so here we go. No oil. All right. Going to check this one. Get our gauge. Let's see what we get. Again, 45. And it should be 32. So this should give her more power. She was complaining that it was kind of slow. And I just told her, well, maybe we need to tune it up. And let's do that before we start throwing money at it. Remember, we do things on a budget. All right, let's see what we got on this one. Oh, almost at 32, just slightly off. Just now, if you get that, you just want to just a light tap, nothing hard. There it is, right there. Okay. You got to make sure it goes in straight. That's why I say it's always best to use your hand to tighten them up. All right, so I'm good. Sit in here and like dangle it a little bit. Hear that little click. And like I said before, you want to do this by hand so you don't make sure it doesn't cross thread. All right, warriors, this is where I'm at. Gonna do an oil change. The I guess second part to the tune-up on this 01 Audi A4 Quattro. So first things first, you gotta take this cover off. What I advise is that you take the middle one off first, so then it'll fall down that way, and then you can just take them off up here. If you take them off here first and then that, you got this trying to fall on you, and you look kind of stupid. Just joking. So let's do this, and I'm gonna take the slice off so you don't have to see my face. I know I like it too. The little screw type bolts that I'm taking out, they look like this, kind of flat, and the other side will look like that. You got me. There was one left. Well, see, now I look stupid. Told you. Did it to myself. Always check the amount. And you won't look stupid. Alright. Whew. Alright. Here is your oil pan. Good God. Thank you, Jesus. Alright. So, looks about a 5/8. Thank you. Just gave me what I needed. That was a 19. We'll put this 19 on here. Make sure you got it on loosened. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. I know y'all know what that means. I hope. Alright, so make sure you got your drain pan close. Alright, because basically all you want to do is just get a pop on it. A pop on it. I said a pop on it. It's just trying to be difficult. Well, you know what my breaker bar is? I have no idea why that is so hard to get off right now. But yeah, this will do it. See? Real easy. Right tools for the job. All right. I'm just gonna slide out of the picture and grab this here. Grab this here. If you don't have one of these, this is a great investment. I'm telling you. Multi-purpose. Get your stuff done, taken care of, you're in and out. Always open your baffle here. Make sure your cap's on. And yeah, it's extremely loose. So let's get this off and get some oil spewing everywhere. Oh, now it gets hard. Things I want to say right now, but I think I'm PG right now. I think because I said I'm a weekend warrior means that I'm past the asking what I am and what I want to be. But I'm gonna just keep PG for right now. All right, as you can see, that looks like a bubbling crude, dark and black. So, all right, we're gonna let that go. And while that's going, just grab me some a rag. There's a rag up here. Thanks. All right, you want to get your plug if it's not damaged. Most time they'll tell you to change your banjo or your copper ring washer. I have to apologize for all the stuff I was talking about. This shouldn't be this tight, and who did that high? It was me. I did it. So I know the ring's good. A little joke to myself. Just a little joke to myself. All right, so I haven't been down here in a minute. I don't remember where her oil filter is. Huh. I don't remember. Okay. After you drained it out, you want to come to the top. I think for me, this is the easiest way to do this. It may seem like it's a lot, but when you see how I'm going to do it, it may seem easy as it did for me. What we're going to do is we're going to take out the reservoir. We're just going to take the three screws that are holding it in. We're going to take those out. Here, there. We'll move it out of the way, and then we'll be able to access the oil filter, which is right there. We'll be able to take that out. All right, you're going to get some oil on the frame of the car, unless you get some pads or towels and put it on there, and that'll catch the majority of it as the rest will go into the pan. I'm going to move the pan over when I'm going to take that off, and we'll catch what we can and try to get the other one in and be done with it. Sorry about the noises. My sinuses is kind of flared up. Unfortunate. All right, so enough of that. Let's get to it. All right. Once you get those out of there, pull this up, right? Now you're gonna have your sensor back here. This is your connection for your sensor. That'll let you know your coolant level. All right, now you're gonna want to get in here push down on it and pull at the same time. Now you can just take that and move it right out of your way. All right. Once you get that out of the way, you're gonna need one of these. I think this is the best and bang for your money, best oil filter removing tool. It adjusts for big, small, gives you enough hand room, and it's actually not straight. So, if you're looking at it, all right, so I'm gonna get under here and put my oil pan down here so whatever goes doesn't hit the floor. There's two ways you can do this. I'm going to do the cheating way. Now, what you're supposed to do, and I say this in all honesty, what you're supposed to do is put a certain amount of oil in here, usually sometimes depending on the pattern that it's in. You have some that are like this. You have some that are like this. It will be sideways in the engine. And then you have some that are like this. We have the one that is like this. So if it was like this, we could fill this up, screw it on, and have no problem. Of course, if it was like this, you don't want to do that. You want to just not even try to put any oil in it. It's just going to leak out as you try to put it on. With this one, we can put probably about half. We'll fill it about halfway, and then we can get it in and screw it in. And then that way, once we take that one out and it starts to leak, we can try to get as much as we can before it leaks out, and then clean that off, and then we can put the new one on. So before we even get to doing that, let's go ahead and get this one ready. So we get our new bottle. Always good to have a trash can close. And what I usually do is hold on to it, take it, give it a little dip, all clean oil. Now, those who can, those who cannot, please don't. Well, you can see it come to the top. Once it comes to the top for the first time, that's it. Don't put any more in there. All right. And once you open your oil for the first time, make sure you put it on the floor. Accidents happen. You don't want it up here and it falls down, busts open, oil everywhere, and you got to go back to the store. And if you're doing what I'm doing right now at night, you're just out of luck. All right. So, as I said, once you pour it in and you see it come to the top, it's going to settle, and now it is about right there, which is a perfect spot. So we'll put this here, No, we won't. We'll put it on the floor, as I just said. Accidents happen. What I usually do is I put it between something that will keep it from getting kicked over or maybe hit by accident. So between the vehicle and the bottle, that way you don't actually hit it like that. I'm here with flops on. Now being recorded with flops on. It is what it is. Famo. This is how we get down.
Way to own it. Way to own it.
Hey,
Let's go.
I didn't think I would get caught.
It is what it is.
You know,
Fucking words.
This lets you know that we're real about this, and sometimes we got to do what we got to do.
Let me take the steel toes off.
All right, so you get your tool, right? You get in here, and this way you can really get on it. And once you get on it, you know that you are going left. You squeeze it and turn it. And this thing bites real good. So you can get another bite on it and go. Ooh, y'all will see my arms is crispy right now. Don't show my arms. Get it on here pretty tight. Funny story. Did you ever see the guy who was turning things in the wrong direction?
Say it ain't so, Buster. There we go.
Right about there. And it's not much chewed. See, it's just a little ash. All right, so we got it loose. And we are ready to do our quick draw McGraw type thing. Courtney's gonna hold the half-filled or oil filter in his hand while filming. Multitask, you can do this. Then I am going to spin this one off as quick as I can. I'm going to do a switcheroo. I'm going to get the clean one from him while holding my hand open for the dirty one. I'm going to switch them off. Wipe that off with my right hand with the rag, and then get it on there and screw it on.
Right.
That's the goal.
We're gonna make it work.
All right, so, come on over and get your stuff, man. You gotta get the. Come on, man. You gotta get the oil filter.
Put the camera on my hand down.
I don't know what that looks like, y'all, but
I got it.
all right. Now you're basically just holding it up here so it don't fall over.
Oh wow.
No, because I got to get the other one.
Okay.
All right, so down here. No, camera down here. Because that's where I'm going. So, all right. So.
I see the switch you're talking about now.
Okay, just leave that up here for a second. All right, so see, it's leaking right now, and I need this. Grab that. Hold on. No, you can stay there. I was just trying to wipe this off first. That's as tight as it needs to be. Okay. Now you can zoom back out. All right. So the reverse is just as it was. First thing you want to do is put your sensor connection on here. I'm wondering if this is not working properly because I didn't hear a click. Okay. Woo. Woo, people. Sometimes you gotta muscle it. You know, act like it owes you money.
And be too careful.
True. Okay. Now all we have to do is go back down, put the plug back in, and put the cover back on. Let it down, fill it with oil, turn it on, let's see what we got. So, here we go, back down. Okay, I'm back under the car now. And the car is drained. If you want to wait for like drops, you can, and that's up to you. I want to start doing that. As far as I'm concerned, it's time to put the bolt back. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Put the bolt back. Let's get this out of the way before I do my final turn. That's it. That's it. Nothing more. Talking to me. So, once you get that, it's time to put everything else back. All right, so what we're going to do, you got the stubby right here, okay? This is your friend, because he works really well with these bad boys. All right, so I think I'm going to have to move you, because where you are is not a good spot. So, here we go. All right, here we go. Well, I think it's best if you do the top ones first. It just works better for you in the long run. All right, trust me when I tell you this. This one back here, the back one. That's the first one you want to get when you're putting it back, because everything else is on a lip. Or you can kind of, turn it with your fingers and get it there, and then you get your stubby. On that one. Now, everything else is just find a hole and okay. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so the rest is just gonna fill it, get it off the jack stand. That's it. So I'm gonna get all this stuff cleaned up, and we'll do the fill, and we'll be done. So I'll see you in a minute. All right, so we've got everything buttoned up on the bottom. We've got everything done. We got our new oil filter. We got our new spark plugs. We got a new air filter. All the procedures that we did to do all of that combined into one little get down. Now we're going to fill it, and we will be done. We'll give it a start, see what it sounds like, and yeah, let's do it. All right. So, of course, you already know. Take your oil cap off. Your best thing is to always take a look at it and see that it's in good condition. This one is good. You don't see any like cracks or anything like that. That you have a good one. There's no discoloration, no like milky color. If it was a milky color, then you got a head gasket problem, and you should take care of that pronto before it gets worse. So clean that off. Get your funnel. Get your oil. Now we're going to be putting 4.3 quarts in this vehicle. There's a meter on your oil. At the bottom it will say quart and or liter, and that lets you know where you're at. All right, so once I get to half of quart left in here, I will be at 4.3. So here we go. Turn this bar off. I don't want to blind you. All right. I like to kind of leave my funnels at an angle, so if it starts to build, you can always move it quickly. I would have tried to do this with the oil, but as I said, it's getting late. Took longer than I thought. But things you do for your children. Is that enough? Is that enough? Is that enough? Let's find out. No, not even if I tilt it. So we still got about a half a quart to go. So, all right, we'll try that. Now, always, put it on a flat surface. Don't guess a whole lot. I might joke a lot, but you don't want to overfill it. You don't want to underfill it either. See, we still have like a half a quart to go. All right. When I said that, it should have said a quart, but it's better to be safe than sorry. All right, let's check that. All right, now we're just under, and what we're going to do is we're going to leave it right there. Well, all right, I'll go against my better judgment. And that should do it. All right. We're going to leave it right there. All right. Reason being is we have to let the oil that is in the filter circulate also. And then we're going to check it when the car has run, got to normal temperatures, and then we will top it off. That is, in my opinion, the best way to do it. That way you know it's done and it's done correctly. You know how much oil you actually have in there. Some people get anal about how that looks. I'm one of them. So, this car has been serviced, has had a tune up. We'll get all the tools out of the way. We'll get another light set in and we'll get it started and we'll see if we can hear it. All right? Let me get this stuff all taken up, get some more light in here, and we'll see what it sounds like. Right back at you. All right, so we filled it. Let's check to see what we got. Everybody always runs and checks the very first one. No, clean that off. It's not the one you want. Oil filled up and then it drains back down. Put that in there. Make sure it goes all in there. Don't get the wiggling in and squiggling around. You don't have to do any of that. Just be gentle. Let it do what it needs to do, especially if you're on a flat surface. Pull it out. There you'll get a reading. Now, if you can see, it's way up here, showing that it would be overfilled. Okay. Now, those are the fill lines right there. If you can see that, where it ridges up right there. From here. This is your fill line. All right, and we were up here, which is fine because we just filled it. None of the passages or the oil filter have been properly filled yet. So once we start and let the car get to normal temperatures, we'll let it cool down and then we check it again. We should get a full, and if we don't at that time, we will tap off what we need, but we will not be over. So that's the thing. We don't want to be over. All right. So with that, okay, we get our little test ride. Enjoyed that. So we've let it cool down a little bit. We're going to check it, see what the oil level is like, see if we need to top it off or if we got it right where it needs to be. All right, first things first. Your first draw, you never really pay attention to that. So get it all nice and dry. Then this is when you look for your oil. It is right in the middle. Right there in the middle, if you can see, right in the middle of the hash marks. That's almost perfect. So we got it right where it's acceptable. We could top it off and put a little bit more in, but we'll wait, let her drive it, see how she feels. And then after that, we move to something else. So, job done. That's pretty good. I like that. So if you like it, you know what to do. This is DeWard Jackson, Fatmo Garage. There you go. Full tune up on 2001 Audi A4 Quattro.